What's going on, guys? In this video we'll be discussing why you aren't getting better at Fortnite. Fortnite's a highly competitive game that takes a lot of skill and abilities to learn the game and actually be decent at. You have to learn how to shoot, build, and learn how to position yourself, learn the weapons, learn all the cool edits and all these things. But why aren't you getting better at that? And we're gonna go over some of the reasons why you're not getting better at Fortnite. Well, as in other things in life, if you're not getting better at them, you have hit a plateau or a wall, or you're in a rut. These are all ways we describe a plateau, when you're not getting better at something even though you're continually working at it. And the problem with this in Fortnite is this happens all the time. And in Fortnite, this can become a big problem for a lot of players. So we're going to discuss some of the things you guys can do to get better at Fortnite and break through that plateau. The first thing that you guys can do to go and get better at Fortnite is go over the fundamentals. A lot of the Fortnite players that I play against are so focused on some of the flashy edits, flick shots, 360 no scopes, and all these cool things, which are all great, but they're not what most of the pro players are actually doing in competition. If you want to get better at the game, you need to really focus on the fundamentals. Cut out the extra stuff for a while and focus on aiming for the head and going and learning how to strafe again. Focus on learning how to track the head, strafing and tracking the head. Taking advantage of left side peeking. Things like this will really make you better. And as also learn your basic editing. Learn how to edit basic stuff again. Learn how to focus on editing the right ways all the time. Focus on perfecting those things. Get down the basics. Remaster these skills and you will get better. Take a step back and just focus on the basics. Don't do all the fancy stuff for a while and you will see improvement if you follow this on a consistent basis. The second thing you guys can really go ahead and do is eliminate bad habits. A lot of us have really bad habits. One of the things I do a lot is I have unorganized loot, and on console you get punished for that. It's not the same as keyboard when you can just reach your shotgun anytime, anywhere. You have to have it in a certain slot, and having unorganized loot I get punished for because I don't organize my loot, and that's a very bad habit. So eliminating bad habits, and some of these habits might include, again, unorganization of loot, overbuilding. Some people like to overbuild and they use all their mats, so when they get in a fight next time they don't have enough mats to fight with. So overbuilding is a huge problem with a lot of new Fortnite players, especially with the 90s and all that, and people are all flashy about it. You need to learn how to conserve some of your resources at times so you have enough for the next fight. Not disengaging, not knowing when to disengage from a losing fight. Sometimes you'll be losing a fight and you still push it. If you're losing a fight, you need to learn how to pull back. And pushing bad fights when you have no loot, you have low health, you're outnumbered, and you're pushing these fights. These are bad habits to get into, and bad habits that some of us have, and we need to really learn and focus on these things that we're doing. You need to identify the bad habits you have and get rid of them. And the worst and the hardest part about this is identifying those bad habits. So go ahead and you can watch your own gameplay. You can go back into the film area of Fortnite or have somebody play against you and watch your own gameplay. You can record your own gameplay and look at it and see, hey, oh wait, I didn't have my loot in position there, or oh, I shouldn't have engaged that fight because I was only at 50% health and they had 3 people and it was just me. Identify some of the issues that you do. Maybe you aim for the body all the time and not the head. Maybe you don't strafe. Maybe you don't have movement in close encounters. Go ahead and watch your own gameplay at least a day or two later. And the reason why I say you should watch it maybe a day or two later is maybe you were a little bit salty or in the heat, so you don't want to identify those problems. It's really hard to accept mistakes that you've made when you're upset or mad about something at that time. So for example, you might miss a shot in basketball and you blame your teammate, but after you might say, oh, you know what, no, I made my mistake, I overshot, after 2 days after, because you're not mad about that shot. So maybe taking a step back for a second and watching your gameplay after will really help you guys improve your gameplay. Another thing that I would really want to drive in to get better at Fortnite is wake up. Wake up, guys. You guys need to wake up. Stop sleeping on the job. This is a job for you guys. You want to be good at this game, you have to try really hard. Stop sleeping on the job. You're not going to be performing well if you're a zombie on the controller. You need to be fully focused at all times. Get out of your zombie mode, don't zone out, and give your all every game. And it's really hard to do this because Fortnite's a very repetitive game. It's the same map for a whole season, and the weapons are pretty much the same, the buildings the same, so it's really hard. You kind of lose that flavor that you need to really perform and want to really give it your all. But if you guys want to get good and master this game, you have to be fully aware and fully alert and giving it your all every game. And one of the things that you can do to make sure that you're fully awake is go ahead and land at different spots. If you've been landing dusty for the last 3 months, maybe you should switch it up. Maybe you should go ahead and land at a different place every game to wake yourself up and give yourself a new environment, and use different weapons. If you use the same loadout every game, if you use the SCAR, the shotgun, and then the SMG every game, maybe you can switch out the SMG for a deagle or something and give yourself an opportunity to try something new and freshen up that game so you guys are more alert and willing to give it your all during competition. In everything in life, if you do something consistently and frequently, you will become better, and it's no different with Fortnite. If you play a lot of Fortnite consistently, you will get better, but only if you're practicing the things I'm speaking about. If you're playing with the fundamentals consistently and playing a lot on a consistent schedule, you will get better. So having a schedule of, hey, I'm gonna play 3 hours after school every day, and then on the weekends I'm gonna play 6 hours, and don't go away from that. If you want to get better and you're serious about getting better at Fortnite, that's something you need to consider to do to get better at Fortnite for sure. Consistency is key, guys. Consistency is key. Practice doesn't make perfect, but it does make permanent. So make sure that the time you're spending in this game, you are performing to your best of your abilities. With that being said, a small break might be needed. A lot of players will tell you, hey, you don't want to take a break, it throws off your gameplay, and this is 100% true. But if you're getting frustrated with the game and you're in a rut and you just aren't performing well, sometimes taking a step back for maybe a day, maybe even 6 hours because you play all the time, maybe a week. I know that's a long time for a lot of us, but maybe taking that time away and enjoying other things of life and coming back, you might perform better. I know a lot of games for me, I'll take a break off a game and come back and I'll be crushing it. I'll win like 6 games in a row because I just have a mentally clear mind and I can really focus and perform well in the game. The last thing of why you're not getting better at Fortnite is not keeping up on patches and updates. This game is constantly changing. The guns, damage outputs, reload times, the maps changing all the time. Fortnite's one of those games that the game is a different game every week. Every week the game's completely different. There's new weapons introduced. There's map environment changes. The guns are taken out and put in. Buffs are put to some heals and some heals are taken away. It's crazy. This game's constantly moving. There's different LTM modes. There's different nerfs. There's delays put in. You guys cannot possibly keep this up if you're not constantly keeping up on it. So every day, take time. Every time a patch comes out, take time to learn. Hey, this is what's going on. This gun got nerfed. So maybe you won't take up that crappy shotgun that's not working. Cough the tac. So the tac shotgun again is not performing well right now. I know that because I've been looking at the patches, and you guys should look at these things too. So if you guys want to get better at Fortnite, follow some of the things I said in this video, stay consistent, and I promise you guys you will improve. If you liked the video or got to the end of the video, please, if you don't mind, subscribe, hit the like button, hit on notifications, and as always, thanks for watching.